Per reports, the Pittsburgh Steelers are expecting cornerback Joey Porter Jr. to hold in during camp for a new contract. But there's a surprising one, because a beat writer for the Pittsburgh Steelers believes that Alex Highsmith might hold in during training camp as well. But first, before I get more into both of them, make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications on for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also like this video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, let's start off with Joey Porter Jr. because this is the most easiest one to explain. He is on his rookie contract, and a lot of rookies do this. When they're up for a contract, this is going to be his first real contract in the NFL, where he can sign for however much money he wants, his market value. So he wants nothing to affect that. No injuries, no nothing. So he's going to hold in and not get fined from the team for holding out, but so he can still get his money for this season, but he's preparing for that huge next contract, and he wants nothing to affect that. So that makes the most sense. You've seen Herbig do it. He held in for a little bit during mandatory minicamp. He got his huge contract. Darnell Washington didn't, but he still ended up getting his huge contract as well. Both those guys were up for contracts, so why isn't Joey Porter Jr. getting his contract done? So he's going to hold in until he gets that done. And it makes sense for him because he is one of the top players in the entire NFL at his position. And the Steelers need him. The Steelers need a cornerback who could lock down other players, other receivers, and actually travel with them. He's the only cornerback they've had in a while that could do that. So they need his talents. Also, the one that was surprising was Herbig because he was a backup holding in. So the fact that Joey Porter Jr. is one of the superstars on the team and he's holding in, that one makes more sense. Now, when you look at what Joey Porter Jr. will earn, well, he's probably going to earn top 5 cornerback money. So that's the point of him holding in. It's not like he's holding in and he's a average cornerback and he's going to get just a basic amount. No, he's a top 5 cornerback. That's why he can do this. You look at other players for the Steelers who have done this. You look at TJ. He's done this many times, 2 times actually. Cameron Hayward, he's done it before as well. He did it last season. So there's other Steelers in the past who have held in for contracts, and Joey Porter Jr. is now joining the group. And for him, it makes sense because this is his first contract in the NFL. Those other guys I just named who held in, they already made over $100 million and they were still holding in. So Joey Porter Jr., this makes sense for him. And the reason why the Steelers are expecting this, and we should be expecting it too, is because mandatory minicamp just finished not too long ago. And Joey Porter Jr. was holding in for minicamp. And all you're really allowed to do in minicamp is some light work. You're allowed to do drills. You're allowed to do offensive sessions, defensive sessions. But you're not really allowed to do anything too out of the ordinary. What is training camp on the other hand? Well, that's when you actually become physical. That's when you put on the pads. That's when you start hitting. That's when you start actually doing the 1-on-1s, 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s, the red zones, where you're actually doing offense versus defense. So there's actually a chance for more injury because that's kind of real football, or as close as we could get to real football as the regular season. So the fact that Joey Porter Jr. was holding out of just doing the drills in mandatory minicamp, he's of course going to hold out for training camp because that's the higher risk for your contract if you get injured. So that's why the Steelers are expecting it, and that's why we can kind of predict that it's going to happen because it already did happen at a lesser way. So Joey Porter Jr., he's about to hold in. But the one that is out of the ordinary is Alex Highsmith. So let's move over to him because a beat writer and insider for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Ray Filipaldo of 93.7 The Fan, said that he believes that basically Alex Highsmith's going to hold in and that he's kind of upset. And that one's interesting because he still has 2 years left on his contract. He's not up for a contract. So what's he holding in for? So let's get right into it. What did Filipaldo say? Well, he said this: "I'll be interested to see what happens. His representatives might be talking to the Steelers hey, what's going on? Are you going to pay Alex more money? I would not be surprised if Alex Highsmith held in during training camp. He's done it before to get a new contract. He might do it again. End quote. So, going based off of what I just said, like I said, Joey Porter Jr. is holding in. Alex Highsmith held in for his last contract, so it's not out of the ordinary. Now when we move over to this one, the reason why Alex Highsmith may hold in again is because of Herbig. Herbig just got $100 million, and he's Alex Highsmith's backup. So the fact that he's making way more money than Alex Highsmith, and Alex Highsmith is a starter, I'm sure the representatives for him are not too happy. Or they may be over the moon because they know now that they could hold in and want the same contract that Herbig just got. You look at who has more production. Highsmith has more production than Herbig in this league and the last season. Even though Herbig isn't the starter, so you could really argue that. If he was a starter, would he have more? Maybe. But as of right now, he's not. Highsmith is the starter. So he should be making more money than his backup. So that's kind of the argument of, hey, will Alex Highsmith hold in for a new contract? It may be the case because he knows he probably can get more money in the open market if he went to a different team. I'm sure if the 49ers traded for him, which has been a rumor, I'm sure they would give him more money and kind of the same money that Herbig got. So Highsmith may see, why would the Steelers sign my backup to more money, but I'm making like $7 million less than him? It makes no sense. So that's the argument for Highsmith potentially holding in per this report. Will it happen? We don't know. Does he care about it? Maybe not. But this is the report that we're going off of, so I just want to bring this to light to you, just in case if you didn't see it so far. Now, if we talk about, is this valid? Well, obviously to an extent it is, because like I said, the backup is making more money than the starter, but at the same time, he still has 2 years left on his contract, and the market always grows. So at the point of Alex Highsmith's contract, that was the market for him. The market was around $15 million, and that's the money that he got. Now the market grew, 2-3 years later, and that's why Herbig is now making $100 million over 4 years. It's because the market keeps growing. Now, Alex Highsmith, he can't be mad at the markets. The market is the market. But obviously, he may hold in. He probably knows the Steelers may kind of need him a little bit for the depth and what they want to do for this defense. So can he hold in? Sure, he could hold in. He could do whatever he wants. But if he does, this is kind of going to be the same thing like Cameron Hayward. Cameron Hayward held in because the market grew after he already signed his contract. And he wanted more money even though he still had money left on his contract and years left on his contract. And the Steelers fans were getting really upset with him. So it'd be the same thing with Alex Highsmith. Maybe Steelers fans will get really upset with him as well because he still has 2 years left. They got upset with Cameron Hayward and he's been here for over a decade. Imagine what would happen if Highsmith holds in. Now, the Joey Porter Jr. one, going back to that really quickly, I think that one's more valid than Highsmith because Highsmith still already made a lot of money in this league and still has 2 years left. Porter, on the other hand, he only made his rookie contract. He isn't yet to sign a second contract in the NFL. So this is a big one for him. So it makes sense. Anyway, that is the end of this video. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on both these guys. Which one do you think will hold in? Or do you think both of them will? And do you agree with if they do? Do you think they should or shouldn't? And do you think the Steelers should sign both of them? Or would you sign one of them and trade the other one away or let them walk? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And also, make sure you subscribe to this channel with notifications on for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights, analysis, reports, everything surrounding this team this entire offseason have you covered no matter what it is. So make sure you stay tuned. And until the next video tomorrow, I'll see you guys all later. That's it for me. I'm out. Peace.